Let's face it, flying is one of the worst things about traveling. Being trapped in a middle seat between two people is far from ideal. But what if traveling could be different? If you were, say, a millionaire, you could hit the skies in a private jet that allows you to soak your troubles away in a jacuzzi at 30,000 feet. And if you were a billionaire, well, you could hit the skies in a plane full of gold. Today, we're going to take a look at planes that have those amenities and more by comparing the private jet of a millionaire to the private jet of a billionaire. We'll talk net worth, cost, and amenities, and we may even take a peek at a plane that's rather, well, presidential. Tom Cruise's private jet. When you think about movies that make planes look all cool and dazzly, there's one specific movie that may come to mind. It's a movie that made aviator glasses and jumpsuits all the rage, and starred a pretty popular bloke. Tom Cruise had a breakthrough playing a pilot in Top Gun, and the success of that film allowed him to purchase a plane for himself. With a net worth of $570 million, well, he certainly could afford it. Tom has been known to fly around in his personal World War II P-51 Mustang, because of course he has a pilot's license. I mean, he is Tom Cruise. But there's one private jet that he does have that's a bit more appealing. His Gulfstream 4 SP. The Gulfstream 4 SP cost him around $36 million, which is only around 6% of his wealth. That being said, operating the jet for 200 hours per year costs an average of an additional $1.4 million. Though we can take off somewhere around $250,000 of that if Tom is the one piloting the jet himself. The impressive plane is powered by two Rolls-Royce engines, which are known for being both efficient and quiet, allowing people to travel in peace without having to yell over the roar of the engines. It has a max range of just under 5,000 miles, so he can easily take this bad boy from his home in Beverly Hills to his penthouse in Florida. The Gulfstream 4 SP can accommodate up to 16 passengers and is totally customizable when it's purchased. And though there are no photos of the interior of Tom's jet, it is known to have some pretty impressive customizations, which could certainly cut down on the amount of room for passengers aboard. Upon entering the plane, you pass by the crew galley and enter the main cabin area. The area has neutral colors, which create a classy, relaxed atmosphere. There, you'll find couches, dining areas, and leather seats to kick back and relax. Behind the main cabin is usually a conference seating area. However, Tom is known to have a screening room on board the plane. I imagine that he spends his time in that room watching Mission Impossible, The Mummy, or pretty much any other action movie with his face on it. Now that I think about it, I might have to look into getting my own screening room on my private jet, so I can sit back and watch Mr. Luxury videos. I mean, scrolling through all your wonderful comments would be even more enjoyable up in the air with a glass of champagne in my hand. In both the screening room and the main cabin, all the window shades are electronically controlled, so Mr. Cruise doesn't even have to lift a finger. Beyond the main cabin area, there is a galley kitchen, which includes a full convection oven, microwave, and coffee area. There, the crew can serve up Tom the low-carb, low-calorie meals that he strictly sticks to. Beyond that is the bathroom, which is normally just a simple toilet and sink. However, Tom decided he wasn't looking for something simple. Mr. Cruise has a jacuzzi on board his plane, where he can sit and soak away the days as he flies to one of his mini homes. And if that isn't luxury, I'm not quite sure what is. It goes without saying that Tom Cruise has a very nice plane. I mean, really, what more could you want in a private jet? What more could you need in a private jet? And how much more could a billionaire really afford? Donald Trump's private jet. Well, when you're a billionaire, you can actually afford quite a bit more on your plane, especially if you are a billionaire who has very, very flashy taste, and especially if you're a billionaire who now flies on Air Force One. That's right. The next plane we're talking about belongs to billionaire Donald Trump, who has a reported net worth of $2.5 billion. To put things into perspective, with his fortune, Trump could afford to buy 69 Gulfstream 4 SPs, and if you lined all those jets up, they would stretch for more than a mile. So, instead of buying 69 of those planes, Trump decided to buy something a little more extravagant, and ended up buying and renovating one of the most luxurious private jets in the world. Trump purchased a Boeing 757 from Microsoft founder Paul Allen. The Boeing was estimated to cost $100 million, and that was before Trump decked it out in his typical fashion. He's known for drenching his properties in a rather specific style that some have referred to as gaudy and others as luxurious. That's right, all gold everything, monogrammed everything, and a huge mix of colors, textures, and patterns. And when I say gold everything, I'm talking Trinidad James all gold everything. The interior of Trump Force One, as this plane is called, has so much gold that if you melted it down, you'd have enough to completely cover a Greyhound bus. And well, speaking of Greyhound buses, the plane is 47 meters long, or 154 feet, which is close to the length of 4 Greyhound buses lined up end to end. So, you can imagine with that length, they've been able to fit quite a bit inside. Normally, the 757 can seat a whopping 134 people, but with Trump's renovations, Trump Force One can only seat just 24. The interior is crafted of mahogany cabinets and tables, suede ceiling panels, and soft cream-colored leather seats. The 24-karat gold can be found in the trim, the handles, the cup holders, and all the other hardware aboard the plane. The main cabin area is spacious, with multiple seating areas that serve several uses. There's a couch for lounging, and multiple seats with tables for eating or working. There's a 4-person table, as well as another impressive 6-person table that manages to be in the main cabin without making it feel too crowded. Many of the leather chairs feature the Trump family crest, which can also be found on several other parts of the jet. Trump is a fan of having his name on pretty much everything, like towers and even water bottles aboard his plane. Further back in the main cabin, you'll find the screening room. There's a leather L-shaped couch, as well as a 57-inch television, which I can imagine is much better to watch movies on than the seatback TVs you find on commercial planes. However, that TV isn't the only on board. There are several, allowing him and his guests to enjoy a movie wherever they decide to sit and relax. And you can even watch a movie in bed. There are not 1, but 2 bedrooms on board, including a master bedroom with a bathroom. The bedrooms have televisions, wardrobes, and plush seats. Oh, and with a Trump monogrammed pillow, of course. The master bathroom is just as flashy as the rest of the plane. The sink, faucet, and towel rack are made from 24-karat gold, and the walls are crafted from more mahogany. There's no jacuzzi like Tom's plane, but there is a shower. Then, there's the gourmet kitchen aboard the jet, and it has no time for jokes about airline food. Often, Trump's food while he's flying is crafted by a personal chef who serves up meals of salmon, prime rib, and sautéed shrimp. Not only does he have a chef, but he also has a personal flight attendant that joins him on all trips. That being said, of course, the plane isn't currently in service because he's using Air Force One for the time being, but it is waiting in long-term storage at Newburgh-Stewart International Airport. So, we have a millionaire's plane and a billionaire's plane, which have some pretty distinct differences. Tom Cruise's has a seating area, a screening room, and a jacuzzi, while Donald Trump's plane has multiple seating areas, a screening room as well, 2 bathrooms with showers, and 2 bedrooms. While Tom's is valued at $36 million, Trump's is worth well over $100 million. And that's not including the cost of gilded renovations. So, there you have it, the private jets of a millionaire and a billionaire. Which plane would you rather have, and do you think they're worth the cost? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and fly on over to the like button and maybe subscribe as well.